everybody, welcome back to my channel. It has been a very, very long time since I spoke to you from bed. But I want to keep it real. I realized I haven't been vlogging every day because I haven't been feeling good, because there's been a lot going on and I've been doing a lot. I know you guys would love to see me doing all that stuff, but it's really, really very, very difficult to record. I think if I had I'm not asking this, I'm just saying, listen to me for a second. I feel like if I had almost like a CCTV or like a home security filming system, it would be a lot different, because I could just pull footage for whenever I felt like getting up. But like I said before, it's hard to vlog that when you're have any kind of chronic condition and you're doing the filming by yourself. Like if Jim and I did a vlog together, like a vlog channel together, then he could always be ready with the camera when I'm ready to do stuff. But that's just not the case, for us. So yesterday was just do. Obviously it was getting ready for everything. The night before was cleaning and organizing and moving, and we had been in the middle of so much purge that it was at the point where we're like, okay, now we just have to clean for Christmas. I have this thing, from my parents, that on a holiday, your house should really look a certain way. And whether you have company or not, just for yourself, so that you can enjoy it without what you guys like to say, the chaos in your head, or the clutter in your head. So to me, I realized this last couple of years that my clutter is fine until it's not, obviously. But that what I consider clutter, other people consider fine, and what other people consider clutter, I consider fine. So everybody's definition of how much stuff or where your stuff should be or how your stuff should be organized is very selective. It's very objective. What's the other one besides objective? It's subjective. No, objective. Subjective. I don't know. One of them is just like a fact, and the other one is just a matter of opinion. I guess that's what I was trying to say. So, matter of opinion, whether or not my stuff gets in your way or in your brain or any of that stuff, that's on the individual who has the thought. That's not on the individual whose stuff it is. Because like I said, people come in here and they're like, oh, you've got so much stuff. And then I go to their houses and I was like, dude, you got way more stuff. You just have different stuff. And the same thing, go to, Jimmy comes into my space and he's like, oh, you've got so much stuff. And I'm like, well, I'm trying to keep it organized. And then I go into his space. I'm like, dude, look at you pointing fingers at who's got stuff, So it's all very personal. It's all very subjective sort of thing. Yeah, because objective means it's permanent. I don't know. I'm sorry. I haven't even had coffee yet. I just woke up in such pain, and I've taken all my pain medicine and I've done all my things, but I literally woke up head to toe pain. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did have gluten yesterday. I had a Hawaiian roll at dinner, which normally would be fine. I had a half of a mini Walmart chocolate cream pie, but I didn't eat the outside crust. I didn't eat the edge, the pie edge. And I had the slice of the apple pie. And again, I didn't eat the edge crust. So I know that that's more gluten than I'm normally used to, but this feels like extra. And I know having high blood sugar can also do this. So I tested my blood sugar this morning and it's not high. So I thought maybe that could have been the problem. But I think it's just the amount of stuff that I did. The cleaning and the cooking. And so I sat at the kitchen table yesterday after the live stream. What you guys missed was we sat at the kitchen table and I did the cooking. We made macaroni and cheese, green bean casserole, baked sweet potatoes, which, by the way, oh my gosh, the best sweet potato I have ever had. And I mean ever. I don't know if it was the amount of time it was in the ground or the amount of time that I actually baked it. Jimmy's like, oh, I think I overcooked it because the sugar on the aluminum foil, like I bake it on a piece of aluminum foil. The sugar on the aluminum foil was like black. And I was like, oh, well, we'll see how the potato is. It was amazing. I almost ate the whole thing, but then I was like, oh, I have to save some of this for tomorrow. We made the ham in the crock pot, but of course that's not the end of it because then you have to slice it and dissect it and put it, serve it and try to do something with the parts. And I got up to the stove a few times, the oven, excuse me. The first time, Jimmy, I said, the alarm's going to go off for to put the toppings on. If you've never had green bean casserole, you basically bake it, and then the last 5 minutes you put more French onions on top, so it gets that crunchy top. And I also do that with my baked macaroni and cheese. I normally like to put breadcrumbs, but last night I didn't have any, I didn't prepare any, so last night I just put a layer of cheese on top. So I knew that last 5 minutes I was just going to put that stuff in there. And I was like, he was loading the dishwasher for his mom, which I thought was really sweet. So I decided to get up and do that part. And stuff like that, just to show you, like, I wasn't lifting anything or I wasn't bringing anything to the oven, because that's kind of impossible to do. But I was able to just add those toppings. So just a lot more than, not a lot more, but concentrated. What I was trying to tell you one time was I do a lot of things, kind of like my physical therapy. I do my physical therapy in spurts. I don't do it all in one session because then I'm spent for the day. The same thing happened yesterday. The same thing happened, like, yesterday was like the equivalent of me doing all my physical therapy in one day. So then after dinner, we ate, we set the table. It was beautiful. I forgot to take pictures because I didn't bring my phone over in my walker, but you know what? I'm just going to have that experience, and that's it. After dinner, we went and played games, but I told Mom, I said, there's only so long now I can sit in the chair at the kitchen table. So what we did was we took about a 45-minute break. We watched an episode of Wednesday, which, by the way, great show. If you have Netflix, it's about Wednesday Addams and her time at, like, basically high school. The show's about 45-50 minutes, so I was like, well, we're just going to sit here for that time and let food settle. And I put my feet up and I relaxed a little bit because I'd already spent, like, I don't know, a couple of hours at the table. So then afterwards, after dinner, we cleared off the table and everything. So I said to Jim, why don't we just, like, put the games and the desserts on the table so we don't have to keep running around later? And he's like, okay. And I was like, no, never mind. You're already sitting down. We're already watching a movie. Let's just do that before, like, Mom comes. Let's just get everything on the table, and this way we don't have to keep getting up. So that's what we did. The only thing he did get up for was he needed to get a drink for himself. I asked him for a glass of milk, and he got the whipped cream, like the ready whip, because we don't like to leave that out. But that was sort of like between games anyway. I had gotten up to go to the bathroom. Mom had gotten up to have a cigarette, and then he went and got all that stuff. So it was very sweet. So we just had a little dessert. I bought, Mom likes, like, Danish butter cookies, Walmart brand. They weren't as good as the blue tin. I don't know what makes the blue tin. I can never remember who makes the blue tin. But they were good. I'm not going to say that they weren't, but they were good. They just weren't like, I don't know, they weren't as buttery almost. But I did notice a coconut one, so there's that. um, and then we had dessert. Oh, we bought Mom's little pecan pies, which she said were good. Um, Jim loved them. He had like 3 of them, and I was like, oh, okay. I thought you were an apple guy, but yeah, okay. But they were these little, like, they're called pecan tarts, and they're these little tiny pie cups. It was just a really fantastic day, and I wouldn't change 1 minute of it. And I'm happy to suffer. Let's suffer, but I'm happy to sit here and spend this day relaxing or resting or fixing whatever I broke yesterday, because that's what we do. That's what it's all about. I told you guys when I came back from Las Vegas that I kind of like not lost a whole week because I could still talk to my family and friends, and I could still have TV experience with my husband and talk to my husband and just like live, prepare, and that kind of thing. So I wouldn't change any of that for the world, um, because it's about the moments. Uh, what is it? It's about the moments that take your breath away. Yeah, something. Yeah, that's what I feel like. And yesterday was a fantastic day. Everybody all around. Jimmy just kept coming to me and hugging me and loving on me, because he just had the best day, and he knew Mom had the best day, and everybody's spirits were up. So he's an empath, not like uh, scientifically, but however people's emotions are around him, he's very um, open to them. He's very sensitive to them. That's the word I was thinking. So I wanted to do this short vlog for you this morning because life. Life is just. And if you're a person who's suffering with this chronic illness and you don't have somebody to come and take care of you, just make sure that you rest between what you need. Take your morning meds. There's no rule that says, unless your meds are to be taken with food. That's why I always keep something like this here, you know. So if I ever have a medication that I have to take with food and I can't get up and make myself something to eat, there it is. If any of my medications make me nauseated, there it is. If you have something like peanut butter that you like to keep that's shelf stable that you can just have with as food with your medicine, or if you're feeling hungry, that type of thing. But otherwise, take it in spurts. I got up and I went to the bathroom and I got cleaned up. I know you can't tell because I laid back in bed, but I got cleaned up, and now I'm like, I have to lay back in bed. And that's where the day's going to go. I might get up and take my shower in a couple of hours. Probably not. I don't see that I have the energy for that, but who knows? Maybe my medication will kick in and then I'll have tons of energy. Maybe my medication will kick in and I'll have tons less pain. Who knows? But that's how life has to go. People talk about life being, you take it day by day, but no, when you have chronic illness or chronic pain or anything, cancer with cancer treatment or cancer without treatment, anything like that, you sometimes have to take it minute by minute, hour by hour. Do it in smaller blocks of time than day by day. Because if you think about this, and I'm going to say something that I hope that will resonate with people. If you think about this, there's always a good minute in the day. There's always a good experience. You watched a show that made you smile. You saw a commercial that made you cry. You talked to your neighbor. You talked to your sister. You talked to your bestie. The whole day won't turn to crap if you have sunshine in it. Even if it's just an hour of sunshine. Even if it's just you seeing deer run across the field, or seeing a rabbit in your yard, or seeing a stray cat come to your window and just loving on it. Do you know what I mean? There's always, always, always the opportunity to make a bad day good. And because you had, 23 hours and 45 minutes of ick, just remember that 15 minutes. That 15 minutes could make the whole day a good day. What do you say that when people ask you, I'm having a rough day, but it's still good? Or I'm in a lot of pain today, but it's still good. Whatever it is, just describe it what it is. People will understand. Oh, I was having a really I'm having a really painful day, but then I got to see a bunny in my yard and it just made my whole day better. You know? But it's a choice that we make. We talk about choosing happiness, we talk about choosing joy, but it's a choice that we make. And it's a conscious choice you have to make. Because sometimes your subconscious mind will just run away with feelings that you don't want to do. So you have to make the effort. You have to say, this is going to be a good day. We were joking a lot this last few days about Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law seemed to be in effect. And, sometimes then we just say we're going to kick Murphy to the curb. So if you don't live in an area where you've heard Murphy's Law before, Murphy's Law is that which can go wrong will go wrong. I don't know who this poor Murphy was that they named this law after, but anyway. So Murphy's Law was in effect, I don't know, what was it? The day before yesterday, I just had the dropsies. Everything. Gravity was just in my way. My hands couldn't grip onto anything. It was awful. So we were just like, you know what? When stuff like that goes wrong, be like, oh, Murphy's Law is in effect. Let's just kick Murphy to the curb. You know what I'm saying? Let's just turn this day around. Let's start making it. We're focusing on the fact that it's good. We won't look at all the crap that's gone wrong. We'll look at all the crap that's gone right. And that's the conscious effort. That's the conscious effort that you have to make to say, today I'm going to choose happiness. Today I'm going to choose grace. I'm going to choose joy. I'm going to allow my body to rest. Am I going to lay in bed for the next 70 years? Maybe. If my body needs 70 years of rest. But I'm going to do what I can do when I can do it. And then I'm also going to do what I think I can't do. And that's when Mary's thing comes in my head and says, do what you think you can't do. So I've been doing that a lot. You're like, oh, I don't think I can do that. I shouldn't do that. I can't do that. But then I do it. And you're like, oh, I guess I can do that. My body does remember how to do X, Y, and Z. Now, I'm not allowed to drop it like it's hot yet. But when I do, boy, I'll tell you, I'm going to. Yeah, so that's what my message for today is that even when you're having a day when you feel completely run down, focus on why. Am I run down because I had such a great day yesterday? And am I completely run down because I did the dishes? Or am I completely run down because I took a shower? Or because I made my bed? Like, whatever it is, it's okay. That makes it okay. That reminds you to focus on the joy. So there are moments from yesterday that I'll never forget, despite my failing memory, mostly because I have them on videotape. But no, I'm just kidding. There are just moments from yesterday that I won't forget because it was such a joyous day, and I can recall them when I'm in pain, and I could be like, yeah, but it was such a good day. It was so worth it, or whatever. I hope you guys understand that. And that's what my message for today is. My message for today is, if you didn't have a good today, then maybe you had a good yesterday, and focus on what's going to be good for today. And today I might just get up and I might just get dressed. I might just put on some of my new clothes and I might just go sit out and watch TV with my husband and enjoy my tree. But for right now, I'm going to lay and I'm going to rest. I'm going to just move my legs in bed, like a little bit of the leg exercises that I do. See if that helps. I'm going to do some core exercises to see if that helps. Sometimes the physical therapy, I'm not going to lie, be honest, sometimes the physical therapy does help with my energy. Like, I don't know if it gets endorphins going or whatever, but most of the time it just wipes me out. But it is what it is. But I love you guys. If nobody's told you today that you're loved, you can always come by and hear how much I love you, because goodness, I love you so much. And as always, you guys take care. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye. So this is like a postscript. I want to give you an idea of today. my home health aide came. I was like still, actually just finished filming the first part of this video when she was kind of walking in the door. You can kind of hear her moving the rollator, walker, I mean. And I just told her how I was feeling. And then she said, we'll rest, but you sure you don't want to get up, and you sure you want to do this? And she's very encouraging. And I showed her this, like little sweatsuit that I got from Kohl's. It was on super duper sale. It was like, I don't know, $9.99 for the hoodie, I think, and $8.99 for the pants or something, which when you're plus size, that's really good, and it's good quality. And she saw it and she was like, oh my gosh, you have to go put that on and show it off. And I was like, no, but I did. She encouraged me. She's a fantastic human being. And she encouraged me to come out. So I came out and I sat here. She made me something to eat. I don't like to impose, regardless of what a lot of people think. So she kind of knows that about me. So she's kind of like, oh, my Christmas dinner wasn't as good, but the ham and macaroni and cheese you talked about sounds amazing. She wanted to have some green bean casserole. So she knows that if I won't impose on her, but if she's getting her some, then I would ask, or she would offer, and I would eat. So it's important to her that I make sure that I have taken my meds, eaten, gotten cleaned up, possibly gotten dressed, probably got my day started. So she brought my coffee out here, and we came and sat out here, and we ate together, and we sat and we talked some more, and she decided, it's getting on in the day, and I'll go check the garbages and do like her regular her regular care tasks that are non-care tasks. First person, no, that's not even right. Basically things that she does for me, but not to me. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, we made sure we checked my blood sugar and ate and got dressed and all the things that it's important for her to check on me for. We talked about how Christmas was and, how her Christmas was. And we looked at exchanged pictures and we FaceTimed with the baby. And it was just ended up being a really great morning. I'm still just sitting here and resting and watching Harry and Meghan on Netflix because I don't have the brain to engage even in like solitaire. I'm just gonna like watch this. I cleaned out 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days worth of emails. I just got a notification that my bandages got delivered, so I should go out and get those because it's cold out, but I can't really because it's cold out. And so anyway, I just wanted to give you an update because, as I was saying in the video yesterday, this makes me feel happy, loved, and productive all at the same time because I was able to get some clean clothes on and sit on the couch with a couple of blankets, look at my tree, look at my fireplace lights, and just enjoy my time above ground the best I can. So I just wanted to make sure I shared that with you, just sort of a little update on everything. If I feel better tomorrow, I still have my bag of presents on the floor. If I feel better tomorrow, I will go ahead and show you my haul. Excuse me. Possibly on the main channel, but otherwise, I just hopefully feel better to pick up the camera and talk to you guys. Okay? Look at all the other trees and lights and ooh, and my glasses. Let's look at the tree and my glasses. Ooh, look at the tree and my glasses. I know, I'm tired. I'm goofy. I get goofy when I get tired. Do you guys get goofy when you get tired? I love you. Don't forget. Okay? All right. Talk to you later. Bye.